Good evening, everyone. This is Tamalika Chakraborty again with a new video. So, today the topic of my video is do's and don'ts in autistic spectrum of disorder and attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So, if you are a parent nurturing a child with autistic spectrum of disorder or attention deficit hyperactive disorder, what are the basic do's and don'ts? So, first I need to discuss that autistic spectrum of disorder, since it is called as a spectrum of disorder, you cannot compare one child with another. Why? Because each and every child is different in the spectrum. And if it is attention deficit hyperactive disorder only, then again you have to suffer or you have to face problem like you will not be able to put your child in a static position or sitting for a long time, inculcate waiting habit in your child. So this will not be there in your child. So first we need to have basic do's and don'ts, what we can do and what we should prevent. Now, suppose a child is doing a lot of tantrum. In autistic spectrum of disorder or attention deficit hyperactive disorder, most of the child are throwing tantrums. Why? Because they want something. Either they want food or they want your attention or anything. They need something, and that because they are not being able to communicate, so they throw tantrums. So my request to everyone that though it is very, you feel irritated after handling for a long period of time, but ignore it. Ignore the tantrum. Ignore it for once, ignore it for twice, ignore it for thrice. You will see that the child have realized that doing this will not help anymore. And since it is not helping anymore, so what is happening? You will see that the child stops to throw such tantrums. So this is the first do which we can inculcate, that we should ignore their tantrums. They try to gather your attention. You should not give attention to those activities. Next is, it's a controversial thing, I don't know that how to talk about it. That is, in most of the cases doctors say that we require to cut off fats, we require to cut off carbohydrate, carbs from their diet. Even you can go with a gluten-free diet. So this is specifically for the child having attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Why? Because this attention deficit hyperactive disorder, they are having they are the bunches of energy. So if you are giving too much of food which will provide them excessive energy, right? So it will be very difficult for you to handle those situation or the activity of the child. So I am not saying that don't give them what they want, don't give food. No, not like that. I am trying to say that cut off a bit of carbohydrate. Rather, you go with the fibers. You go with much more protein-rich food like soybean or protein-rich food which can supplement the nutritive value. It doesn't mean that you have to go with no carb or zero carb, not like that. You have to give them carbohydrate, but too much of sweets, chocolates, cold drinks, right, carbonated beverages, fruit juices, though it say that you give fruit juice to a child, but it is again, sugary drink. So give them, but the amount should be less. So that will help you to manage your child. That will, and also a rigorous occupational therapy, a rigorous exercise regime. because this rigorous exercise regime will help in channelizing the energy in a positive direction, along with the diet, along with low carb diet, along with protein rich food, right? So this will reduce hyperactivity. But I don't know that much how gluten is actually inducing hyperactivity. So I have no idea on that, because without correct information, correct research, I cannot explain this particular statement in a public forum. So this is the second thing. The third thing is the screen time. So screen time is that, this is what I have seen from my child, that when you are giving a mobile, they are unable to do so many things, right? We say that they have intellectual disability, we say that they have speech disability, communication disability, learning disability, but I don't know how, right, that they can surf mobile like anything. They can surf mobile, they go to the YouTube, they go to various sites where videos are there, and they just see the videos. I don't know how. The one who cannot have a good IQ I am not saying that good IQ, many of them are having good IQ, but they have a lot of learning disabilities. You have to accept it. So how they are going and surfing the mobile and getting the videos, I don't know, but the videos are such, some videos I have seen that it's very colorful videos, and some video shows a lot of chocolates, opening of the wrappers of the chocolates, breaking of bottles. So these are basically destructive. They have the ability to implement, they have the ability to imitate. That's why they are basically focusing on such such activities. So it's better to reduce the screen time. It is better that your child is not acquainted with those videos which are basically destructive and which may result in imitation of something like breaking a bottle. If somebody imitate that, because they don't know that breaking a bottle is not correct, so they will try to break a bottle because they have seen in the video. So these things I think should be avoided, that what your child is getting to see in a YouTube, or getting to see what type of videos you are sharing with your child. It's better that you don't share any mobile with your child. It's better you don't give them or load the mobile with some positive things, right? Here one thing I just want to explain, that is music therapy. I have seen that many child with attention deficit hyperactive disorder, aggressiveness, they become calm when they get to have a calming music, some music which reduces that activity, hyperactivity or restlessness in them. So that is basically music therapy. So you can go with some calm music, right, in a dim light, so such that their hyperactivity or their overactive brain can be reduced, their overactivity in the brain can be reduced, and their energy can be reduced. So that can be done with a child, which is nowadays called as music therapy or sound therapy. So that is also given to a child to such that the child calm down. Now moving on to this, I have talked about autism, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Now moving on to autism, like those who are in autistic spectrum of disorder but not suffering from ADHD, that's a different spectrum, there you have regressive autism. The child may not have eye contact, the child may not talk, the child may not communicate, the child may not hear, right? Whenever you are asking, you are going on calling his or her name, doesn't look at you, respond. So first, give instruction all the time. Whether responding or not, it is your earnest duty to constantly give instruction. Constantly give instruction, constantly call the child by name, constantly give an activity. if he or she is not doing, then let her do the activity that what you are trying to say. So that will enhance his or her eye contact. That will enhance his or her mind power. They are in a different world. They try to stay in a different world, not in your world. Even if they are with their parents, they are not connected. They are connected to somewhere else. So you need to reframe or reconnect it. So that's what is to be done for those child who are in a different, who are in a different world, who doesn't try to connect, who doesn't try to have a eye contact, etc. So these are the few points I have discussed today, though I have many more points to discuss about do's and don'ts in this neurodevelopmental disorder. Thank you for listening to me. Bye-bye.